Elvira. Text and illustrations by Margaret Shannon. Margaret Shannon was born in Adelaide, but moved with her family to Dunedin, New Zealand, when she was 14. She now lives in Auckland, where she is at present studying for a BA degree, writing and doing some printmaking. Margaret wrote and illustrated her first book for children, Henrietta Hedgehog's Hospital, when she was 12, and she still prefers to concentrate on creating humorous animal characters. Elvira, which combines her very original talents as a storyteller and artist, is her first published book. In her spare time, Margaret enjoys cartooning, reading, photography and photographic collage, and films. She loves animals, particularly cats. Elvira is a most unusual dragon. She doesn't like fighting, and she hates eating princesses. In fact, the only thing she does like is making daisy chains. All the other little dragons tease her mercilessly, but, as they soon find out, Elvira has a mind of her own. This delightfully witty story will appeal to everyone who has ever dared to be different. Elvira. Text and illustrations by Margaret Shannon. Hundreds of years ago, there was a group of dragons who were the fiercest, nastiest dragons that ever lived. They liked nothing better than fighting other dragons and gobbling up princesses. At first, when Elvira was born, she seemed just like any other baby dragon. But soon her mother and father noticed that she wasn't quite like the others. She didn't like eating princesses. She didn't like fighting with the other little dragons. In fact, it looked as if the only thing she did like was sitting on the grass making daisy chains. The other little dragons thought she was silly. They teased her and burned her daisy chains. This made Elvira very cross. But it didn't stop her. She started making dresses and spent hours admiring herself. The others teased her even more. Now Elvira was really cross. "Well, if only you would behave like a normal dragon," her mother said. "You want me to be more like them?" yelled Elvira. This was too much. So she packed her dresses in a suitcase and went to live with the princesses. At first, the princesses weren't very pleased to see her. But once they were sure she wasn't going to eat them, she became their favourite pet. They dressed her up in lovely clothes, polished her scales, and curled her eyelashes. They even painted her claws. Elvira was very happy. One day, when Elvira was sitting in her favourite spot in the forest, she saw her mother and father coming towards her. "Mum! Dad!" she cried happily. They stopped and looked amazed. "This is the biggest, fattest princess I've ever seen," her father said, and he grabbed her in his big claw, ready to swallow her whole. "No! Dad, it's me!" Elvira screamed, and she proved it to him. Elvira's parents were very pleased to see her. "It's time for you to come home, Elvira," her mother said. "You don't want to be mistaken for a princess again." When the other little dragons heard that Elvira was back, they decided to go and welcome her. But when they saw her, they gasped in wonder. Elvira's clothes were beautiful. The princesses had taught her a thing or two. Soon all the dragons wanted dresses like Elvira's. She was very busy making them. So everyone ended up happy. Except, of course, the princesses.